For casual fans of Star Wars, Mandalorians are just that, Mandalorians. But we hyper fans know that isn't the case. We understand there are different factions. I will be discussing those factions and how it relates to a Foundling today on Star Wars Fanatic. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified when I release future videos. This channel has come a long way, and I'm only 93 subscribers away from hitting the 1,000 mark. I'm super excited about that. Also, hit the thumbs up to show your support for what I do here and share the video with fans that would like to know more about Mandalorian. Okay, with that out of the way, I'm going to jump right in. I will tell you first that there are spoilers in this video for the Mandalorian TV series. Now's your time to back away and come back when you are caught up. Still here? Okay, first I would like to explain what a Foundling is in Mandalorian society. A Foundling is a child found alone by a Mandalorian. The child is taken into care of the Mandalorian and is raised as such, a Mandalorian. They are taught all the ways of the clan, family, and Mandalorian culture and history. This next bit comes from Wikipedia. When a Foundling reaches a certain age, and if their family is not found, they have the choice to either become a Mandalorian fully or go their separate way. This next little tidbit is from Legends. If the Foundling decides to remain a Mandalorian, they are gifted the armor that is unique to their adopted family. The armor is to be passed down to their offspring or to another Foundling that chooses the way. And a Foundling doesn't necessarily have to be of Mandalorian birth, descent, or certain race, or any certain homeworld. Any Foundling can be a Mandalorian, adopted in, of course. Din Djarin is such a Foundling. He was rescued by Death Watch, a Mandalorian sect, and raised as one of their own. He adopted their creed and decided to stay with them out of loyalty. He later became a bounty hunter, not uncommon for Mandalorians, due to their warrior ways and effectiveness in tracking. Okay, so that gives you a general explanation of what Foundlings are. Let's move on to clans, or different sects of Mandalorian society. First, I'll explain the pacifist government under Duchess Satine Kryze. Satine ruled Mandalore for a short period and was instrumental in the movement of a less warlike Mandalorian culture. Under her was Prime Minister Almec. At face value, Almec claimed to be a pacifist and in line with Satine's beliefs, and claimed all the old school Mandalorian warriors were cast out to Mandalorian moon Concordia. He claimed they all died out long ago, but behind the scenes, Almec was a member of those warriors who called themselves Death Watch. Death Watch was an extremist group of Mandalorians that wanted to continue the warrior traditions of Mandalore. They were cast out to Concordia sometime after the Mandalorian Civil Wars. Once Death Watch was discovered to be a real threat, Darth Maul had beaten their leader, Pre Vizsla, in single combat to establish control of the group. Almec aligned himself with Maul. When Death Watch took over Mandalore, Maul killed Satine Kryze, and Almec became the puppet ruler of the entire regime. Okay, for the sake of this video, I will include one more faction, the Night Owls. This group was led by former Death Watch member Bo-Katan Kryze, sister of the murdered Duchess Satine Kryze. Bo-Katan and about a third of the other Death Watch members split from the cell due to Maul being a non-Mandalorian ruler. She fought against the puppet regime and even enlisted the help of former Jedi Ahsoka Tano to rid Mandalore of Maul and Death Watch. Okay, so those are the three factions I will concentrate on. Duchess Satine's pacifists, Almec's Death Watch, and Bo-Katan's Night Owls. If you're wondering where Din Djarin fits in, he was raised by the former Death Watch and indoctrinated into their ways. At the time of the Mandalorian series, it doesn't appear that the factions are fighting, but you can tell there is still some bad blood between them. Okay, so most of the power struggles we see between these three factions happened during the Clone Wars. So now, with all that said, with all these different groups, who is considered to be a real Mandalorian? Well, that's where it gets tricky. We as fans have hot tempers when it comes to this topic. We all have our own opinions. However, I tend to look at this sort of thing in a real-world perspective. The three factions I explained don't really consider the other factions Mandalorian because they don't follow the same hardline creeds. So let's put it into perspective that we can all understand. In Christianity, you have a whole slew of different sects. You have Catholic, Southern Baptist, Lutheran, Pentecostal, those are the fringe, and it trickles down from there. Amish, Calvinists, so on and so forth. Even though they all read one book, the Holy Bible, and claim to follow its teachings, they each consider themselves right, and everyone else is wrong and going to burn in hell. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand. If you don't believe me, you can go ask the Catholics and Protestants in Europe of which one is right. But they are all Christians, in the sense they follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. That is from someone looking from the outside, such as myself. You all worship the same guy. You are grouped into the Christian title. I'm sorry if that offends some of you, but it's the truth. Now, to get off the real world stuff, the same is true about Mandalorians. Each thinks their way is the right way and all others are non-Mandalorian. But if you are like me and look at it from an outsider perspective, they are all Mandalorians. They just have different ideas and goals. Some fans are very testy about this and believe a Foundling cannot be a Mandalorian, or that being a clone somehow doesn't make you human enough to be a Mandalorian. The fact is, anyone can be a Mandalorian, if they so choose. Maul was even considered a Mandalorian because he won the Darksaber in combat with a Mandalorian and earned the right to rule, even though he was a Zabrak warrior. And Grogu is also considered a Mandalorian, even though he's a, whatever species he, Yaddle, and Yoda come from. But if you want to consider only people born in the Mandalorian race, that race died out a long time ago. Well, at least in Legends it did. So, for those who say Boba Fett and Jango Fett are not Mandalorians, they are. The armor is proof of that. If you say Boba Fett abandoned them and became a bounty hunter, well, so did Din Djarin, and many other Mandalorians. The armor he wears is encrypted by a Mandalorian armor with Jango Fett, Boba Fett, and their adopted house. Boba did say he owes his allegiance to no one, but that doesn't mean he isn't a Mandalorian. He could still be following his family's creed, just doing it on his own. I know this is all very confusing, but I'm sure more will be clarified in upcoming episodes and seasons of The Mandalorian on Disney+. Well, that's all I have for now. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the content and share it with a stubborn friend who is a Mandalorian purist. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way.